You can't see your own problems from inside the jar. You can't see the ingredients from inside the jar. When you surround yourself with the people that you want to become, you have no choice but to level up yourself. At Level Up Business Mastery, we help with so many different aspects of business. And the feedback that we always get, aside from the systems and the frameworks and the strategies, is always about how amazing the community is to help people grow. And I really think it is that proximity thing, that when you surround yourself with the people that you want to become, you have no choice but to level up yourself. I've noticed this in my own business journey, that whenever I hit a slump, whenever I feel like I'm not working on myself, the business slows down. And then as soon as I start to invest in my own growth, that's when the business starts to jump leaps and bounds. So I think there really is a strong connection between business success and isolation. And if you're a founder or a solopreneur that's working on your own, you need to make sure you find your tribe. You need to make sure that you've got connection with people that are at your level. So this is not your team, this is not your clients, but people that are growing businesses alongside you so that you can level up and grow your business faster. The interesting thing about running a race on your own is actually something that we're taught in school, which is that you need to focus on the things that you're bad at in order to do good at school. And I really think that we should have been taught something different. No matter what your skill set is, no matter what you're growing your business on as a founder, whatever service you offer your clients, that is what you are an expert at. That is what you love doing. That is what you are passionate about. And anybody watching this video that has clients, I would assume that people really love what you do. So why do we waste time working on tech and systems and admin and playing with things that we really don't need to learn if we have a right team behind us? I am a really, really big believer that you can't see your own problems from inside the jar. You can't see the ingredients from inside the jar. I see this so often with our clients, but I also see it inside my own business, that when it's your baby, it's very hard to see exactly what is going on because of the opinions, the beliefs, and the experience that you've got. As soon as you start to work with people that can give you honest strategic feedback from outside of your business, things start to grow so much faster. It really is about letting go of that ego, about being vulnerable and showing people what's really going on so that they can help you start to see the opportunities. As soon as the right people are there alongside you, looking into the jar with you, you start to see things that you hadn't seen before because you start to get different perspectives. You start to understand the different strategies and systems that you could play with that you might not have seen before. That motto around you, if you're going to do it, if you're going to copy it, just copy it, right? I think that's so true in this day and age. It's very rare that we're building something that hasn't been built before. And it's all about learning from other people so that you can support your own growth faster. When you're surrounded by founders, so not just team members and clients, but when you're surrounded by other founders, I think it gives you a little unconscious kick up the butt to get things moving. You start to see in other people what you see in yourself. I really think perception is projection is what we say a lot in the coaching world, but the strengths that you see in others have to be strengths that you have yourself, or you wouldn't see them. The strategies and the concepts that you're talking to people about when they mention something and you have those light bulb moments, if you were operating by yourself, you wouldn't get to experience that. Most importantly, the things that other people are winning in, why can't you bring those into your business and your industry? So instead of spending hours talking to AI and watching videos on YouTube, you just really need to start having epic conversations with people that are a couple of steps ahead of you, and you will move forward so much faster. We didn't run in-person events for a while, and there really is something about getting people together and being in a room. And it's one of the reasons why I'm actually disheartened by the way a lot of businesses are moving, because obviously working online is cheaper. They think they're making it easier for people because people can learn and connect from the comfort of their own home. But, studies show that right now, thanks to the internet, we have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. And when you're working online, when you're looking on Zoom, there are so many distractions in front of you. It's not funny. But when you go to an event or you jump into a workshop, you're fully immersed in that program. You get to connect and experience things that just don't happen online. And I think that that's where the real value of events come in, especially what we see. When people are able to remove themselves from their business, fully commit to a 3-day retreat or a 2-day mastermind, and just fully commit to working on their business for a few days, they move leaps and bounds. In the 20 odd years that I've been a leader in business, uh, I've done a lot of study. I've invested at least $500,000 in masterminds and mentors and training programs. And it really does come down to 4 key things that you need to look for in a business. And these are the 4 key things that if you're ever thinking about building your own group program, you should look at it as well. The first one is there's got to be some sort of one-on-one interaction. And I'm not talking about one-on-one with AI. There has to be some sort of one-on-one touch point so that you can connect with people, they can connect with you, and you can bounce ideas off each other and just create that relationship that you can't get from anything else. The other one obviously is one-to-many, which doesn't only save the person facilitating time, but we are community driven people and we learn from everybody else. I always ask the question when I'm running a training, have you learned something from somebody else in the room that wasn't me? And 9.5 times out of 10, the entire room will put their hand up because they've heard something else from somebody else that's given them an idea. The other big one, which is pretty important for people that want to make money while they sleep, is make sure you've got something that people can look at 24/7. So whether it's a online course, whether it's a book, whether it's recordings of your trainings, if you want to be able to work with anybody in the world, you need to make sure that that content is available to them whenever they need it. The number one piece, lucky number 4, is community. So there needs to be a way for people to connect. You need to make sure that you bring the right people together. So curating the room is so incredibly important. We've lost phenomenal members that have been absolutely crushing it because we've allowed people to stay in the community that haven't been kicking goals. And, when we have had those moments of letting members go, it's amazing to see the leap in caliber and success the remaining clients find because they step up with the rest of the tribe. So when you're seeking out a community, look for that one-on-one touch point. Make sure that you've got access to group sessions so that you can learn from other people at your level. Always make sure that you've got access to the content so it's available whenever you need to use it. And remember that you are only as strong as the community that you surround yourself with.